This is going to be a statue review and unboxing like we've never done before for 3 reasons. 1, incredibly complex, I'm speculating. Number 2, we're going to find out if Gem Mint is full of and number 3, you may win a statue. Alright, this is what's going on today, guys. I have a Venom statue that I ordered. And a while back, Gem Mint, who is another channel who does mostly comics, not a lot of statue unboxings despite what he says, he reviewed this piece. Check out the link and the picture here. And he said this statue sucks. And I already had this piece on order, so this was greatly disturbing to me. He had borrowed this from a friend, and he reviewed it. I watched the review, obviously. I watch a lot of his content, especially all this statue stuff. And we're going to find out if that's true today. Now, if the statue sucks, I purchased it from Specfiction. Todd over there recognized that, hey, I have some big concerns about this statue. So if that's the case, he'll give me my money back, and we can do it as a giveaway on this channel to one of you. However, if I like the statue and we find out that Gem Mint's full of it, then I'm going to keep it. So today, either we're going to find out if you can win this statue or if Gem Mint's full of it. It's a win-win, baby. So I haven't looked at him yet. I did see him at New York Comic Con, and I really liked him. But we'll find out today. And this is not your typical statue. So let's get him out. All right. And speaking of which, Gem, I asked permission to use his stuff, but I didn't tell him what I'm going to do. He just asked me what. Let me look at the price. I forgot to look up the price. So what's different about this is it's by a company called Sofbinal, which from my knowledge, they haven't really been big into the Marvel characters yet. So I assume that these are licensed. And they are vinyl figures, so they're not polystone. So I imagine there's going to be a little bit of softness to it. It's very light. And they retail for $180. I don't think they actually have an edition size or anything like that. But pretty cool art box here, actually. So I saw this in New York Comic Con. I can't remember if I said that. And it looked great. It has 2 different head switch outs. Obviously, I had a little bit of sarcasm when I was talking about how difficult. It's all going to be one piece. There is no base. But let's check it out here. And you guys are going to see my actual reaction. But then we'll actually pause and do some close-ups. So it's more packed like an action figure than a statue.
And we'll have to do this the old-fashioned way, without box cutters. Depending how much tape is on here. Oh, there's quite a bit. I'm really hoping that I like it because I simply don't want to pack it back up. Keep forgetting I gotta kind of be nice with the packing in case we're gonna send it off to one of you guys.
And I know what you're thinking. My God, Mr. X, so you're going to give away a statue you don't like? That's no prize for anyone. You know what? Shut up. People love anything that's free. People will stand in line for 3 hours for a $10 item that's free. You know, they could go to work and make, you know, anywhere from $30 to, you know, $200. All right, so we'll try and keep this in a semi. Nice thing is it's vinyl, so I don't think it can actually be damaged. I mean, I'm sure it can be damaged, but... So, one of the big issues that Gem had is it wouldn't stand up straight. It's probably was his biggest complaint with it, I think. We'll save all the packaging here. We'll unwrap his hands and feet. Probably to protect his digits and his nails from breaking. Yeah, because I guess they could break. Alright, so, save all that. Ready? We're going to see if it stands up live. Not going to edit this. Let's take the portrait off. All right, here it comes. Drum roll. Well, it turns out that Gem Mint is not full of it. Here, let's move it off the turntable. You know, the bad thing about this is, as I said, this company, I think they're newer to the Marvel scheme right here. Wow, what a way to come out of the gates. To have a product that a lot of people would be interested in. But, oh, such a shame. Gem Mint, I remember, ooh, you could do this. There you go. Hashtag problem solved. Look at that. See? Just still not even with the ground, but decent enough. Well, we'll jump in and we'll do the review. Kind of traditional. Obviously, there's going to be issues, but we'll see if this statue sucks as bad as Gem thought it did. Now, before we do that, I do want to acknowledge, negativity, you have more views. Whether you purposefully do a video with the intention of having it negative so you get more views, or it's just negative for this reason. For example, Gem's video, he talked to me, I think, before he even launched it, and he said that it probably won't get very many views, and then it has over 100,000 in the first month. I'm not doing this to get views. I'm just doing it because I was getting the statue in. And if you don't believe that, get over it. So let's measure him really quick. Height-wise, he is just under, probably his finger is the tallest part. Yeah, 15.5 inches. Wide, you're probably looking at about the same. And depth, kind of difficult here, is probably about 11 inches. So he is, I would say he's about 1/5, maybe 1/5 and a half. But let's dive into the concept here. This is going to be incredibly difficult to gauge on a regular review style. I shouldn't be afraid if he falls because he is made of vinyl. Oh, I can't even get the head back in. That's what she said. Wow. This statue does suck. There we go. All right. So conceptually, here we go. First of all, it's Venom without a base. So the nice thing about that is traditionally Venom comes with either a sewer or a building top base. Well, here you could, pretty much put him however you want. He doesn't take up a lot of space, which is more of a design thing. And it's truly showing the grotesque part of Venom. Different parts of his body are over-exaggerated, which is pretty typical. You see the symbiote suit kind of moving everywhere. A lot of different action. Not many blues in this piece, which we'll look at with the paint and sculpt. And very grossing out, very Venom. I could definitely see how this is a cool collectible for Venom collectors if it actually stood up straight. Clear Venom, kind of a crouching mode, ready to attack. And they did make a Spider-Man, actually. Here's a picture of that is supposed to go with this. So conceptually, we're not even going to grade this, but conceptually, yeah, I guess it's okay. Conceptually, it's very nice. I like what they did with it, something different. I'm not into this kind of collectible world, so it's hard for me to judge. I'm into, statues that cost 10 times this much. So for 10 times less the price, this is probably what you should expect. But now let's jump into the design of the piece. And I think this is where, actually, we know it's going to be a T. We'll get to that in a second. So design, what we have going on is, the nice thing, it doesn't have a base, like I said, so you can kind of display it anywhere. It doesn't take up a lot of space, but it's a good figure, a good size figure. That's always a pro. A negative design, his pose, you really have to love that pose. And it's kind of an interesting decision they made with the pose right here. Let's look at the head switch out. So first, here's the one that it comes with. And then here is the transformation one. And we'll talk about paint and sculpt later, but it's cool that they offered both options. However, in my opinion, I would have rather had one because this next scene is nasty, guys. Look at this. Which with Venom, you always have a nasty next scene if you have switch out portraits. Now, a couple other things going on here. Take a look at the back. It almost looks like they glued his body on a separate piece. His top torso to his bottom torso. And it's not lined up perfectly. So that's a big miss. Now you see that his body is actually segmented in other areas as well, but they lined it up correctly. Like right down here on his leg. And of course, the last thing we're going to talk about is the display ability, the issue that he almost falls over. I keep jumping every time because I think he's going to fall. I mean, at least he doesn't fall. That's right there. That alone will make it trash. So, design on this piece is trash. Horrible design. But let's talk about the paint and sculpt of this piece. So first of all, it's not bad. It's not bad. Yeah, it is. Sorry, it is bad. Here's some close-ups, guys. I'm having a hard time trying to figure out how to display this piece. That huge body seam, the fact that it doesn't sit over. I can totally relate to Gem Mint's video right now. I didn't want this to be a negative video earlier. I was hoping to call Gem out and say, you're wrong. But this is not a good statue. The black is okay. It's really monotonous. I like the different tendril aspect they use. That's kind of all over. His hands and feet, they look good as well. Check these out right here. Just showing you some still shots because I really almost don't have words. His anatomy isn't the best. Now, he's Venom, and Venom is kind of creature-esque and bulky and things like that. But it doesn't flow well. It doesn't make sense. His portrait is the best part of him, in my opinion. So, first, here's his unmasked portrait. Or, sorry, his masked portrait, if you will. I like what they did with the teeth. I wish they would have done a different coloration with the gums. But the color on the teeth, the jutted out, the tongue has a little bit of a moist effect to it. Same with the inside of the mouth. Traditional creature-esque Venom eyes where it's kind of moving. And this is even more evident. Here's another shot of the unmasked one. I don't like the Eddie Brock in this, but I love the rest of it. Very, very cool. I love how the teeth are kind of flying all over the place. The Eddie Brock looks kind of dumb and childish. Looks like almost reminds me of like a Funko Pop. Really interesting how they decided to go in this direction here. So with that, I think paint and sculpt, honestly, it's a U. It's a 2 for both paint and sculpt on this. And then a final score on the statue. Let's not waste any time. The statue is trash. But there's that age-old adage that one man's trash is another man's treasure. And you know, one of the things I find so interesting with collecting is legitimately there are a lot of statues out there that some people love and other people just, it's not for them. They really dislike it. And there's a lot of illegitimate stuff. And what I mean by that, I've talked about this before. Some people will trash a piece in a indirect or direct way to hype another piece. Or they'll trash a piece depending on who's been involved with it. So, someone may legitimately love this. And this is an issue for anyone, whether you own it or not. But you could, as I said, you could just find something to rest this other hand on to even it out. So I will do a giveaway for this in the next month or two. We'll figure out what the giveaway is. I may only have 1 or 2 entries, but hey, if that's the way you flow. Depending on where you live, too, shipping may or may not be included. But this would be a cool child gift. Also to scare the hell out of that child. So there are some benefits to owning this. But if you're into collecting, this is probably not a piece for you. If you're into Venom and you just want every Venom piece out there, not a bad choice either. If you're looking for the white elephant gift, the ones at Christmas where nobody wants it, this is another great choice for that too. But I want to thank Jem for being true with this review he did. He was absolutely right. I couldn't agree with him more. And I want to thank most of all Todd from Specfiction. Very cool guy. If you guys haven't bought anything from Specfiction, go check it out. Here's their website right here. They carry everything from Prime 1 to XM Studios. Pretty much everything but Sideshow, I think. Any other brand, Infinity Studios, probably not Softbinal anymore, but definitely check them out. A lot of cool stuff, and this is courtesy of Specfiction that we will be giving this away to somebody from the Extreme channel. So I want to thank you guys for tuning in. I don't want to know in the comments if you've already commented that, yeah, this statue does suck. That's cool. But let me know something else that was this horrible when it came. I almost dropped it right there. Was this horrible when it came out? Otherwise, I'll see you guys tomorrow. Take care.